up the Election Commission, a committee set to run and organize an informative and fair elections process. It is my pleasure to host the 2013 Student Government Association Candidate Debate, where you, the student body, will be able to challenge candidates with questions. Feel free to ask any questions, including, but not limited to, questions about the future of our university, the student government budget, student fee distribution, and their services and responsibilities. At this time, I would like to introduce the assistant moderator for the evening, Sebastian Wee from The Signal. He will be assisting me in asking questions to the candidates tonight. On stage, we also have the official debate timekeeper, Andrea McBride. We will begin tonight by introducing the candidates for Senate positions by college. They will give a brief introduction of themselves and express their need for your vote next week when our online voting begins. After all the candidates for Senate positions are completed, the vice presidential candidates will be introduced. Candidates will be allowed time to introduce themselves, after which we'll ask a few questions to each candidate. Following the vice presidential candidates, the president and executive vice president candidates will be brought up on stage. They will introduce themselves and then be asked a few questions by the Election Commission. Following the official election questions, you will be encouraged to ask your future student government executives questions as well. Katrina will be at the mic to allow you guys to ask questions, and we will allow at least 10 people to stand in line and ask questions at the end of the debate. Candidates, I hope you all are ready. Good luck, and let's begin. May we now have the candidates for the College of Arts and Sciences to please join us on stage. Please remember that you have a maximum of 30 seconds for your introductions.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jamaica King, and I'm running for Senator of the College of Arts and Sciences. I'm a freshman, pre-nursing major, and I plan to boost school spirit and morale by starting new traditions here at Georgia State University. Once elected as your senator, I plan to serve as a liaison between the student body and the student government, pushing any ideas or concerns my fellow Panthers may have. Go State.
Hello, my name is Corey Tremel Sams. I'm a first-year film and video major running for the SGA Senator for the College of Arts and Sciences. I appreciate being lucky enough to participate in the first semester of the Centennial Celebration and plan on continuing its success by listening to the concerns of the student body and making the change that they want to see. Furthermore, I would love to contribute to the uplifting of school spirit because I bleed blue.
Hello everyone, my name is Dominique Hadley and I'm running for a senator position in the College of Arts and Sciences. My platform is to educate GSU students on the resources available here that will help them jumpstart their careers. In addition, I like to also target younger students because I never think it's too early to start your future.
Hello, my name is Nicholas Keller and I'm running to be a senator. You should vote for me because I'll be committed to the job. But I have no doubt that all the candidates here will be committed to the job. What really distinguishes me is my ability to think outside the box and my creativity. And we're going to need creativity if we're to solve the problem of high student fees and use the fees that we have already more effectively. And frankly, we haven't gotten it yet. But if you vote for me, I'll work hard to reduce the student fees that you pay. I'm a graduate student. I don't make a lot of money. I pay a large amount of student fees. I really want to reduce them and use the money we have more responsibly. Thank you, and vote for me.
Sorry. Hello, my name is Haley Aguibe. I'm a junior. I'm a journalism major, psychology minor, and I'm running to be the voice of the students for the College of the Arts and Sciences because I believe that your issues should be taken and made into plans and actions in order to give you the Georgia State that you deserve.
Hey guys, my name is Achal Kanda, physics major. I'm running for senator for College of Arts and Science, and my goal is to increase the connection between the students and the student body and the government at the same time. And I want this term to be a fresh start for both SGA and the election committee to increase their involvement with the students. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Amin Ramaki, and I'm running for senator for the College of Arts and Science. If elected, I will increase the activity of the College of Arts and Sciences by working alongside the college to create new initiatives that appeal to the students and also create an awareness of possibilities and amenities in their specific career fields. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Justin Breitharp. I'm a physics major, and I'm running for the senator for the College of Arts and Sciences. And my platform includes academics, which is introducing a co-op here at Georgia State, green issues and increasing our sustainability efforts here, parking, working with the city of Atlanta to find a solution, and then SGA transparency, so you know what's going on. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Tiara Mayfield, and I'm a freshman political science major. I'm running for senator for the College of Arts and Sciences. My primary goal is to make sure that you, as the student body, knows what SGA is doing for you. I want you guys to know that everybody has an important part in our student body, and you should feel like your voice is always heard. So with that being said, go State.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is John A. Roberts, and I am running as senator of the College of Arts and Sciences. I am a sophomore English major with a minor in marketing, and my mission is to preserve your memories on campus by keeping you safe and well-informed through security and transparency. And I am representing Team Impact. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Alfonso Dixon. I am a third-year student here at Georgia State University, running for the senator position for College of Arts and Sciences. And if elected, I am standing firmly on my platform, The Voice, voicing the options within the campus environment. With that platform, I know how hard it is to be a transfer student. So definitely, I want to be the common denominator, the liaison between the student body and SGA and the students here at Georgia State. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I am a sophomore biology major running for a senator position in the College of Arts and Sciences. I plan to promote health awareness and student involvement on the campus of Georgia State through the use of health fairs and organizational funding in hopes of creating confidence in student success at Georgia State. And I am running with Team Impact.
Good evening all, my name is Mary Oguama Richards. I am a freshman political science major and I'm running for senator for the College of Arts and Sciences. As a freshman and an international student, I've realized that Panther pride is lacking in both those areas. And one of the reasons I feel like that is happening is because we don't feel welcomed to come to organizations and events. And voting for me, I would like to help bridge that gap and make it more open for us to come to. And I am running with Team Impact.
Good evening, candidates and guests. My name is Kaja Mapp, and I'm a freshman journalism major running for a senator position in the College of Arts and Sciences. Being an advocate for the people is something that has always been near and dear to my heart, and I want to continue to be a voice for the mute and a beacon of hope for the doubtful. Together, we can all strive for the betterment of GSU. One of my ways that I want to do this is by increasing Panther pride, specifically in the freshman class, now in the upcoming freshman class. I am running with Team Impact.
At this time, may we have the candidates for the Andrew Young School of Policy Studies to please join us on stage.
I'm Matt Altman, and I'm a sophomore here studying public policy with a concentration in nonprofit. Over the past 3 semesters that I've been at this university, I've seen you as the students, your all's wants and needs, and I've realized that to get this university to the next level of just amazing, that it is our job as student government to reach that goals. Secondly, I got it. If I'm elected a senator of the Andrew Young School of Policy, I will accomplish your goals. From parking to to safety to bringing our collegiate teams to the winner's circle, I will accomplish these goals. I have one question for all of you. Don't you all want to be proud of our alma mater? I bleed blue, you bleed blue, we all bleed blue. And with that, I am running with Team Impact.
May we have the candidates for the Burdine F. Lewis School of Nursing to please join us on stage.
My name's Allison Boyd. I'm a junior nursing major in the Burdine F. Lewis School of Nursing and Health Professions. As a senator, it's my goal to increase the collaboration efforts between SGA and the health professions students and to also bridge the communication gap between the two to improve student involvement. I need your vote. Thanks.
Good evening, all. My name is Gregory LaFortune. I'm a sophomore here at Georgia State University. As a nutrition major, healthy relationships are important. More specifically, healthy relationships between SGA and the general student body. If I'm voted as the senator for the Nursing and Health Profession School, I will promote and try to advocate SGA visibility to the best of my ability so that you can see me and I can see you. That way we can be fruitful. Look, don't be the rotten apple now. Vote for Gregory LaFortune. And I and with Team Impact.
May we have the candidates? May we have the candidates for the College of Education to please join us on stage?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Lauren Johnson. I'm a middle-level education major, and I'm a sophomore here at Georgia State. If I'm elected your SGA Senator for College of Education, I want to work for those who are underrepresented and overlooked, whether it be organizations, social groups, or even colleges such as the College of Education. So let me represent you. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Diamond Luster, and I'm a sophomore education major here at Georgia State. Staying true to my name, Diamond Luster, I want to make Georgia State shine bright by incorporating community service into the culture of Georgia State University. Have a great day.
Hi guys, my name is Kelly Craig and I'm also obviously running as Senator for College of Education. My main objective, I have tons of ideas but I only have 30 seconds. My main objective is to constantly be a genuine representative of the students and to be consistently transparent. I had a lot more to say, but I'm too nervous to say it, so thanks, guys.
At this time, may we have the candidates for the College of Law please join us on stage. No? Did you come? Okay. Well, may we have the candidates for the Robinson College of Business join us on stage?
Good evening, students and faculty. I'd like to formally introduce myself. My name is James Clairvaux. I am a freshman finance major at Georgia State University. I consider
the impact of freshman involvement to be the most important thing in our school. I consider that to be the backbone of improving your college experience. I also believe that in order to increase your involvement, that you need to know what is going on in your school. So my job would be to communicate to freshmen, and especially the undergraduates, to consider what roles we can play to improve the school. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Jared Jones, and I'm a sophomore marketing major here at Georgia State University. As a senator for the Robinson College of Business, I'll create new mentoring programs for incoming freshmen. As a current inceptor, I have a direct link with freshmen, which will allow me to ease the transition from high school to college, while making sure they feel at home here at Georgia State University. I'm running with Team Impact. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Alexandra Lord. I'm a junior, and I'm majoring in marketing and minoring in Spanish. I would love to be your senator for the Robinson College of Business, running alongside Team Impact. I plan on increasing Panther Pride initiatives. We shouldn't have to have incentives to go support our athletes. In order to win on the fields and on the courts, we need to win on campus. Go Team Impact.
Hi, good evening everyone. My name is Taylor Lloyd. I'm a freshman managerial science major for the Robinson College of Business. Some of my goals as senator are to increase student involvement on campus, as well as extending facility times to allocate for students with less flexible schedules. And I'm running with Team Impact.
Hello everybody, my name is Marco Antonio Sanchez and I'm running for Senator of the Robinson College of Business. I'm running on the platform to increase the bridge between not only the general student body as well as SGA, but also collaboration throughout the different colleges to increase Panther Pride overall and to basically have a support system for our university. And that's what I think SGA is. And I am running with Team Impact.
When I call your ticket number, please stand and proceed to Katrina, and she'll give you your prize. Okay, first ticket number is 470498. Okay, the next ticket number we have is 470684. Okay, well now it is time to meet your vice presidential candidates. Each candidate will take no more than 30 seconds to introduce themselves. Candidates, please pay attention as the questions will not be repeated. May we have the candidates for the position of Vice President of Academic Affairs join us on stage.
Good evening. I am Joanne Germain. I am a student here at Georgia State University. I'm in the College of Arts and Sciences, and I'm a psychology major, biology minor, and I'm a junior here.
Hi, my name is Samantha Grant. I'm a political science major, pre-law concentration, as well as English creative writing. I am in the Arts and Sciences College as well as the Honors College, and I am running with ticket Panther's Choice.
Okay. We'll start off with our first question. Sebastian, can you please?
Hello. First question is, what are your specific plans for the position?
I plan to create a transparent learning and growing environment here at Georgia State University and improve to... I plan to create a transparent learning and growing environment here at Georgia State University and aware the student body that they have resources here to advance their academic career.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Okay. My plans for the position is I as well would like a transparent learning environment here at Georgia State. But a big thing is to really put out the tools that are here to help you guys. There's things like repeat and replace. There's things like hardship withdrawal, regular withdrawal, peer tutoring, the writing center. These are all here to help you get the best GPA you can get here in your undergraduate career.
Okay. How do you plan to collaborate with the colleges of Georgia State?
I plan to help create a campaign to aware the students that SGA and the colleges here at Georgia State are behind the 100% to help them aspire to greatness.
I would just like to talk to the colleges, talk to them. I want to create a really wonderful learning environment here at Georgia State. Your teachers, your professors, they're here to help you. Like, they want to see you succeed, and you should succeed here at Georgia State in your career, so.
For the following question, candidates are allowed an initial 60 seconds to respond, followed by a rebuttal. Each question will be allowed a maximum number of 4 minutes or total question, and answer session of 12 minutes. Ask your last question.
Okay. Now, I guess being as specific as you can, how would you maintain an active relationship with the University Senate?
I will constantly be in the office and on campus to show the students that I am here to help them and that I will always, if I don't know the answer, try to find it for the students here at Georgia State University.
I want to help all the students seeking help. If you're here and you have a question and you want my help, I will be here to help you. I will find whatever answer I can to help you succeed here at Georgia State.
Okay. Do you want to rebuttal at all? Okay. Okay, thank you all. Thank you, guys. May we please have the candidates for the position of Vice President of Budget and Finance to join us on stage. Remember that you will only have 30 seconds to introduce yourselves.
I think we should have each person at each mic instead of swap.
Yeah, you want to sit over there? Why are there so many chairs?
Okay, you can begin with your introductions.
Okay, you want to go first?
Sure. All right, I want to thank everyone for coming out here and your support. My name is David Majaro. I'm a political science major with a pre-law concentration. I am a junior here at Georgia State University, and I'm obviously running for the VP of Budget and Finance.
Hi there, my name is Tyler Lewis. I am a junior here. I'm in the Robinson College of Business, a dual major of accounting and finance. I'm running. I'm running for Vice President Budget and Finance with Team Impact.
For the following 3 questions, candidates are allowed an initial 60 seconds to respond, followed by a rebuttal. Each question will be allowed a maximum time of 4 minutes or total question and answer session of 12 minutes.
Hey guys, the first question is, how would you, it's kind of a two-parter, how would you define the role of VP of Budget and Finance, and what changes would you bring to that role, as specific as you can be? Go ahead.
I would define the role of VP of Budget and Finance as obviously overlooking over the budget, making sure that allocation to different student organizations is done in the best way possible. I understand how important your money is to you, and even though the student government is in charge only of one fee, I want to make sure that every cent is used to the best ability. I want to change this position in several ways. Over the years, there's been a lot of work done to the SGA, but I still believe that the system is in a way not working. There's a lot of problems. For example, last year the student government took a retreat that cost $7,000 plus. I believe that that's not the best way that your money is being used. As a student, I value every cent. That's right.
So I see the role that we are both candidating for as more than just managing the budget. That's kind of just the main job. Is we have the sum of money that the student government controls. I see where it goes. I manage like who it goes out to, what we spend it on. But it's more than that. It's more. I have to attend meetings, making sure that the whole campus is on the same page. I have to go to student activity fee meetings. I have to then present what we're using the money for. I have to go to the actual school's budget and finance meetings, and then I also have to just be there for the students. People are going to have questions saying it is a lot of money that we control, and so it's just being available as a vice president. You are in a lead position, and then what I want to change. I wouldn't say change. I want to enhance. Right now, the meetings, the committee meetings are held in the back room of the SGA office. This isn't transparent. That kind of looks like we're hiding it. So what I want to do, and I've been talking with students, is I want to make our committee meetings more available. Whether it's in the library, whether it's even in the cafeteria, just see where students are going to be at. That are actually interested and go to them. Because you guys don't have to come to me anymore. I'm going to reach you guys. So yeah, that's what, if you guys elect me, that's definitely the main thing I'm going to do. And then just enhance what Theo, who's the current vice president, has done already.
Would you like a rebuttal?
Rebuttal?
Yeah, please. To me, this position is more than attending meetings and keeping your 10-hour duty at the office. I plan to reach out to students and get out there and talk to them. I want to make sure that the current spending, which is, as you read in the signal, I'm sure most of you, this year the Student Government Association increased their funding to organizations by $2,000 to $3,000, and their student money income increased only about $1,000. Well, it doesn't take for you to have an accounting major to see that that's a failing solution. So I plan on changing that and bringing like a fiscal conservative approach to this position.
So the point that I want to rebuttal is that he said that spending $7,000 on a retreat was a waste of money. Me being on the Senate position last year, and everyone that was in SGA last year doesn't feel like that was a waste of money. It was a team building activity. You can't expect there's 40 people to all get together and just start helping out the school. There's going to be a time period where we need to learn how to work together, see strengths, weaknesses, and what Executive Vice President Taylor Briggs did this year immensely helped our teamwork. And so the reason that it was there was a huge huge percent over the budget that was initially stated is because They never did that before. But this year the budget has been set where they've already established money for a retreat such as that, so that the budget's already there for that. And so it's definitely not a waste of money. It was a huge team building activity.
Before I continue with the questions, I will request that you all hold your applause until they walk off the stage so they can finish answering their questions. Thank you. Okay. How would you ensure a balanced budget for the SGA? Please be specific.
Start over again first? Okay. Well, ensuring a balanced budget is probably one of the most important things that a vice president of budget and finance can do. And how do you do that? Well, student organizations are being given money, but what do they do with the money? Like, does anybody know what they do? Do they hold any sort of like a balance sheet, or do they just use the money in whatever way they want? With this position, I want to make two things happen. First, I want to give the money to the organization, but then I want to understand why they're spending the money and how much their money are asking for. Because everybody wants more money. I want more money, don't you? We do. So what I'm trying to do is make sure that each organization is using the money the best way possible. It is important to have student organizations. I think that student organizations are one of the most valuable things that this university has for students to be involved. This is the best way for students to be involved. And Georgia State is a great school, but it is mostly a commuter school. And it's really hard to be involved as a commuter school. And that is why it's important to have student organizations. But every student organization deserves the right amount of money. And that's how you build a balanced budget.
I think that how I'm going to do it is, I know how I'm going to do it actually, not think, is that I'm going to continue working with the faculty that already do oversee everyone's budget. We have faculty such as Shantavia Reed, who overlooks the Student Activity Fees Committee. She makes sure that there are restrictions on what they can use their money for. She makes sure that it goes in the right spots. There already are guidelines, and so I'm just going to continue working with her. And Dean Stout and all the people that already are looking over it, because they're already set. And so so I'm just going to continue working with them. Because I've already developed a relationship with them, being in the senator position for a year. And so I'm just going to continue doing that.
Rebuttal?
Well, I can tell you guys, as being a president of an organization and knowing what they have done prior years, I can tell you that they don't use your money in the best way possible. So there needs to be a new way and enhancing of the guidelines. Thanks.
I think that is a valid point, that students don't always use, they don't always use the money how they say they're going to do it, but we can't micromanage every single student organization in SGA. There's hundreds. We would have to have way more staff, and you say we're trying to save money, we're not trying to spend more money on to hire more staff to micromanage, and so that's not something that is completely in our control.
Or you can just pick the person that's willing to do everything without increasing it more.
Good luck.
I'll take it.
Obviously, being as specific as you can be, what are some of the finance processes within the SGA right now that you would like to see improved?
Start again?
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, we already talked about allocation to different organizations, but it's also what the student government does itself. There's a lot of meetings and a lot of programs, a lot of retreats and so on. I want to make sure that we're doing things as efficiently as possible, and that is the key to being having a fiscal and balanced budget is by doing things efficiently as possible. So I'm willing to work with students, work with SGA members, and finding what is the most effective way to do things. And it's not about having a meeting about subject A and then having another meeting about subject A. It's about having only one meeting about things. And there are many examples in that. Of course, this is my first time running for SGA, and there's a lot of things for me to learn, and that is what I'm planning to do.
Is it possible to repeat the question? Okay. What I'm going to do, what the one process that I feel could be enhanced is how clubs and student organizations ask for co-sponsorships. Right now they present a form and then it goes to one vice president and then he talks to the vice president of budget and finance, and then if it's not good then he relates to the vice president of student life, and then he goes and tells the organization asking for the co-sponsorship. And so that's just a lot of back and forth. Things could go a little wrong there. And so what I want to do is I want to get, if someone wants a co-sponsorship, then they sit down with both vice presidents that with both vice presidents that will be overseeing that, so that it'll be all settled in one meeting instead of waiting on a response.
Rebuttal.
Co-sponsorship is a great way for organizations to get additional funding for events, and that's something that it's an important thing and more organizations need to know about it. Like I said, as a president of an organization here on campus, that was something I wasn't aware of. But the thing is, it's not about throwing more money at organizations. This is not the way to fix it. This is how you run into a problem, which is to have increasing of spending by $2,000 to $3,000 more than you're bringing money in, and that is not the right way. You need to not only look at increasing funding, but you need to look at ways to more efficiently run those organizations with less funding and balanced budgets.
No rebuttal.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen. That's it. At this time, may we please have the candidates for the position of Vice President of Public Relations join us on stage and introduce themselves.
I got it. Good evening. My name is Chris Walker. I'm a freshman here at Georgia State University, and I'm majoring in business marketing.
Good evening. My name is Cameron Bradley. I'm a sophomore marketing major. I'm in the Robinson College of Business, and I'm running under the Team Impact ticket.
Okay. For the following 3 questions, candidates are allowed an initial 60 seconds to respond, followed by a rebuttal. Each question will be allowed a maximum time of 4 minutes, or total question and answer session of 12 minutes.
I wanted to make a quick note. We're going to be taking questions at the very end, but I'm also going to be asking questions from Twitter and whatever other social media. So you can tweet questions, hashtag GSU debate, and tag us GSU signal, and we'll try to get those questions together, and then we'll try to ask them at the end of this debate. So, okay. I'm sorry. You guys did hear me, right? Okay. Okay, PR. All right, first question. Of course, specifically, what are your plans to facilitate communication channels between the students and the SGA?
Okay, I can start. Well, my plans are three-tier particularly. It's definitely to connect with the different organizations that we have on campus, going into meetings and like asking their opinions on different issues and topics to get feedback from our students, as well as the second part is to increase visibility on social networks. I have not seen SGA use social networks effectively as we could be using them, as such as like using Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. You could post an issue on Instagram saying such and such and have people like it and then comment, like it to if they agree with the topic, or at least like comment if they disagree with it. These are different ways that we could use social networking to get feedback from our constituents. Also, the third thing is definitely increasing transparency. We want to put our meetings into a public environment where people can come and like hear our different complaints and concerns and the different topics that we bring up.
Okay, I also have 3 reasons. One of the reasons I want to increase transparency between the SGA and the student body. I like to do this in several ways. One way I like to do this is to go to the plaza on Tuesday and Thursdays, because that's where most of the students attend and they go to class to. I like to interview them. I would like to ask what they would like to hear and what they would like to know about SGA. Because a lot of students don't know that you can trade t-shirts. You can have an old t-shirt and trade new t-shirts in with the SGA. Also, you can fax for free for local and toll free. Also, I like to hope to build, I will build everlasting relationships with the media outlets on campus, such as SGA, WRIS, and The Signal. Also, I want to increase Panther pride here at Georgia State University. Because coming as a freshman is not very strong. I hope to build on that.
Rebuttal?
Well, I definitely like to agree with what he said, and I think the previous administration has done a good job of working with The Signal and GSTV to create different, to communicate with the public on the different issues that are going on in SGA. I also hope to definitely increase our communication with those as well.
Do you have anything?
Okay. How would you maintain media interaction?
Let's start. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, first of all, I would start in the residence hall, because that's where most of the students live who attend Georgia State.
Can you repeat the question?
That's an awkward question.
Yeah, we'll repeat the question.
Okay. How would you maintain media interaction?
Okay, I would approach every student on campus and ask them how they feel about our interacting with the media, especially with social networks like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and stuff like that, because a lot of people are on those websites every day. And I feel like even the older generation uses Facebook, so that's the easy way to get to all the students here at Georgia State University.
Okay, personally, I've used media on different campaigns in the past. I've run for homecoming court, so I really know how to engage the audience. Also, definitely keeping contact with The Signal, as I said before, and keeping contact with GSTV. I worked on the Panther Report in the past, so I know what it takes to really like go out and get those issues and to present them to the student body. A lot of people don't watch these mediums, so I think that SGA should really like promote GSTV in general as well. A lot of people don't know that they have a YouTube page that you can go and view the different shows that they have, and just making sure that the students really know the different resources and opportunities that they have available to them.
Rebuttal? Okay. What are your plans for collaboration with student organizations? And once again, please be specific.
Okay. One idea I had was at the beginning, kind of co-sponsor an event with all the Greeks, so we could interact with each ethnicity here at Georgia State University, such as the Alphas, the Sigmas, and stuff like that. So at the beginning of the year, we can all come together and learn about SGA.
Well, what I have to say on that is I am a student who is involved in several different organizations. Like, I'm involved in Tighter Grip. I'm the president of the Black Sophomore Society. I've worked with several different organizations to help brand them. And so a lot of people know my face and they've worked with me in the past. So to really get into their organizations and show up to their events and meetings using SGA as an outlet to get different opinions on topics and issues, I think that, you know, me serving as an individual who is so involved in the community and an advocate for our student body as a whole, I really want to see what you guys have to offer and see what stance you want to take on certain issues so that we can take this back into SGA and we can present this to the administration and we can advocate for you.
Any rebuttals? Okay, none from you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay. May we please have the candidates for the position of Vice President of Student Life join us on stage and introduce themselves.
I'll go ahead. My name is Eric Taylor. I'm currently a senator here for the College of Arts and Sciences. I am a sophomore law and society major, and I'm here to serve my community in any way I possibly can.
Good evening. My name is Timothy Smith. I'm a junior accounting major. I am currently a senator for the Robinson College of Business, and I am running with Team Impact.
For the following 3 questions, candidates are allowed an initial 60 seconds to respond, followed by a rebuttal. Each question will be allowed a maximum time of 4 minutes or total question and answer session of 12 minutes.
Okay, first question, beyond homecoming events, how would you specifically reach out to student organizations to co-sponsor events?
Okay. I have worked with the current Vice President of Student Life. I currently serve on his committee, Jarrell Abrams, and I see the process that it takes to go through. I see the process that student organizations go through to receive co-sponsorships, and that process is incredibly difficult for them. They don't quite understand the paperwork that goes into it, so one thing that would be needed is more literacy on the documentation that goes into successfully and efficiently running an event. What I would do beyond homecoming is just make sure that every organization, not just the prominent ones, know about what Student Life and the committee can do for them and work with them very closely.
First of all, I'd like to say I think Jarrell Abrams is doing a great job this year. Firstly, I believe that in order for student organizations to fill out more co-sponsorship forms, they must be more informed. I feel that most student organizations on campus do not know the process of going to get a co-sponsorship from the Student Government Association. So with this comes transparency. We must promote more to the student organizations, the main student organizations that there are on campus, that these co-sponsorship forms are available. I feel that people just are unaware that these are available for them. As the Student Government Association is very willing to fund events that people are trying to put on. And other than homecoming, I feel that we can reach out more to the athletics. I feel that students here at Georgia State can take a little bit more pride in their school, and events through SGA and the Georgia State Athletics can be put on in order to have great, successful events.
I'd just like to follow that with agreeing in that transparency is necessary to have a better SGA at the school. Our SGA is great under the leadership of President Kernzen, and I volunteered with this SGA since my first semester of freshman year. Right now, our new football coach, Trent Miles, has volunteered to have his football players be more involved with the students, and I plan on taking every advantage of that opportunity and trying to reach out to Coach Ron Hunter as well. Georgia State University should be in touch with athletes because they are student athletes and we are students. So in regards to athletics, I definitely plan on reaching out to them more and making sure that students are more involved with the athletes on this campus.
I have no rebuttal.
Okay. What kinds of events do you believe will encourage student participation?
In order to get more student participation in the events that are put on by the school or Student Government Association, I feel that we must reach out to some of the minority organizations. We must give them the support that we give to organizations such as campus events, MPHC, Greeks. We must give them the same appreciation and support at their events in order to have events, because these organizations are putting on events throughout the year which are getting not as much participation from the student population, which I feel that. So we can go out to more of these events. Also, we can put on more inclusive events. I feel that some people in the student population sometimes feel that, oh, I don't know if I'm invited to that event, I don't know if that's my event to go to, they don't know if it's their place to be at an event like that. So I feel that through the Student Government Association, we could promote more inclusiveness with events that are being put on campus.
I agree. Georgia State University is the most diverse school in the state of Georgia, so organizations and events should not be limited to a specific demographic of our population. Every student on this campus should have an organization that they can be a part of, and there are organizations that each student can be a part of, but these organizations should all be able to have events. So I will work with these organizations more closely to make sure they have the co-sponsorships and the knowledge to put on these events, and make sure that each and every single student at this school knows that they can come out to these events by working with the public relations chair.
This is a question from Twitter here. Well, we said we were going to do it. Do you have rebuttals?
Oh yeah, I want to add a little something. I do agree with Mr. Taylor. I feel that with these events, SGA and our position that we are running for in particular, we are supposed to be the liaisons between these organizations on campus as well as the minority organizations. So I feel that it is our responsibility as VPs of student life to extend the hand to promote inclusiveness.
Okay. All right. Most of GSU's sports are off campus and there is only transportation to certain games. How can you help to build this tradition?
Okay. Yes, most of the games, such as baseball, which is a very popular sport still, instead of basketball and football, people do love baseball, and other sports such as volleyball, softball, and these are very good teams. Georgia State wins championships in these sports, and a lot of people don't know about it. So I would work very closely with athletics. We have shuttles for a lot of things. Why can't we get a shuttle to go out to Panthersville? That's something that should be. They have Saturday games. They have lots of packages. It does not cost a lot to go to a baseball game, and we're students, so we get to go to the games for free anyway. So yes, I would work very closely with athletics and with the university to figure out a way to get some shuttles for our students to go to these games at Panthersville.
I agree with Mr. Taylor. Transportation is the biggest thing that is affecting us from going to Panthersville and supporting these team events. I feel that the addition of the new sand volleyball team was a great addition. It's right in walking distance of the campus, and as well as the transportation, I feel that we should be able to travel with the football team to road games. As you can see, with large-scale football teams, their fans travel with them, not just the band. Their fans are allowed to travel with them and support their team. We must be given the opportunity, if we really want to support our football team to the fullest, and given the transportation to travel with them.
Rebuttal?
I completely agree with him. There are many universities. I know another large university, University of Arizona. They had an away game. They came here last year to play our women in basketball. They had a package offered so that their students and families could get on a bus and take a 3-day trip across the country just to come to a game. So if they're willing to do that, Georgia State should be willing to manage some way to get students on a bus to be able to go to the Alabama game and support our team.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen.
Of Vice President of Student Services to join us on stage and introduce himself.
Hey, my name is Larry Hinson. I'm currently the head senator for the College of Arts and Sciences, along with being vice president Scott Sigmund. And I'm a sophomore geology major with an environmental science concentration and a biological science minor, and I'm running on Team Impact.
My name is Casey Vaughn. I'm a junior currently. I'm majoring in accounting and finance under the Robinson College of Business. And I'm running for Vice President of Student Services.
All right.
For the following 3 questions, candidates are allowed an initial 60 seconds to respond, followed by a rebuttal. Each question will be allowed a maximum time of 4 minutes or total question and question session of 12 minutes.
All right. How would you define the role of VP of Student Services, and how would you improve that position?
All right. Well, I think one of the biggest parts of this role, I guess you'd say, is getting the students aware of the various services on campus that we provide and really improving those services to the fullest of their abilities. We've really done a great job this year of fixing some of them and twerking out some and getting rid of some of the and getting rid of some of the smaller issues. But there's still some improvement we can make in a lot of these services, because we're a great university and our services should equal that.
Could you be more specific, please?
Oh, so some of those services will include like our library. For the size of our university, a 24-hour library, so our students have a place to study and a place to get together all times a day, 7 days a week. That's something we should have. We don't have a place large enough to have our students meet and study for the entire semester. Or our transportation system. Our transportation system, we have a great Panther shuttle system, but it's not always the most reliable time-wise, and our students can be left at Turner Field with our free parking, or with, not knowing exactly when the bus is coming.
Well, I think the role of Vice President of Student Services is, like he said, just to make you all more aware of what services Georgia State actually has. Many students, like I was an inceptor, and many students don't really pay attention during your tours. And I know I'm in a fraternity, and many of my brothers don't even know what the digital aquarium is. And that's a pretty big service with technology. You can get like any of your cameras, and you can edit your software and all that stuff. And many people don't even know where it is. Many people don't even know where the SGA office is. So I think the main position of the VP of Student Services is to let you all know what services we actually do have. And one way I would like to change is our dining hall services are more for on-campus students. It's not really a commuter-friendly dining hall. We do have Panther Club, but that gets really crowded as we do have 32,000 students, and that if that's like our main cafeteria, that we can't fit that many students. So I would like to implement a more commuter-friendly meal plan and potentially increase library hours as well, because that's where most students actually study.
Rebuttal?
Nothing.
Okay. What are your plans to facilitate more student feedback?
Well, kind of like working with the PR Vice President of Public Relations, that's going to be a huge thing because they're really going to be branching out to the students, getting their getting our face out there. And once we're out there, once students know who we are, then those will be easy to spot. You'll know I'm Vice President of Student Services. So if you have an issue with one of those services, all you have to do is come talk to me. I'm on campus every day. I go home maybe once a month. I'm always here. I live on campus. And I'm a part of a lot of student organizations. And then like, there's 40 of us in SGA. We all are super involved. We all serve on committees with each other. If I don't know a question or the answer to your question, I know who to point you to. So just getting students to know who we are will get a response.
Yeah, student feedback is huge, huge part of this because each person in SGA represents over 1,000 students, roughly, and it's every single one of our job as senator, as VP, and as president. It's all of our jobs to get feedback from you all. Like he said, you got to use our Vice President of Public Relations because that is their key role is to get our brand, SGA's face out there, and I would have a committee, preferably one from every college, so that way I can get feedback from each college because because you don't want to leave any one college out because we're all equal, and try to get them to give me something to work on every single day.
No, right, okay. Here's a question from Twitter, and it's, well, what's the solution to the problem of students not being aware of services? What is your action plan?
Well, the problem with students not being aware of all the services is because they don't, I feel like there's a lack of involvement on campus in general. Many students, because we are traditionally commuter school, come to school, go to class, go home. So they know that there's parking, and they know it's a service we provide, and they know there's a library, but they don't know that you can get like the career services and like the digital aquarium and all. But it's once they're to the point of where they need to be with improvement, you're going to want to use them. You're going to need getting them integrated into the school as Georgia State is known for its digital aquarium and for its 24-hour library. And once we are known for all of our great services, there's not going to be an excuse not to know or not to use them because that's what we do. We're the best.
What's the action plan?
Oh, just improving them to that point. Like, each service has its own bit of details that need to be fixed. And once they are, like, I would use the Panther shuttle services if I knew that they were reliable enough for me to use to get to class on time. But if I don't want to go out there to use it if I don't know it's there. So students will use it if it's on a reliable time schedule. And students would use the digital aquarium if they know that when they go there, they will be able to get the camera they need with this back screen they need and the lighting they need. So once the services, and like career services, if I go in there knowing my resume will be perfect for my job, afterwards, why wouldn't I go there to get my resume done?
Okay.
The reason students don't know about services, I cannot answer that because that is different for each individual person. Whether they, like I said, I was an inceptor and I know for a fact I talked about some of the stuff. Whether you all listen is up for you all. I can't make y'all listen. But the only thing I can really do is get it out there. If I say it, you're the one who have to listen. You're the one who has to want to use these services. You all pay for them. You all pay a lot of fees, and to just throw them away is kind of wasting money. So I would like to talk to each individual, like the career services, like you said, the digital aquarium, and try to use or spotlight programs board, and all these services that Georgia State has to offer, and try to promote them within another organization. Maybe co-sponsor them with SGA. Have like digital aquarium be like, our cameras that used for whatever are used by our digital aquarium. You can use these same exact cameras, or this lighting is from our digital aquarium. All you need is your Panther card. Go check it out. So I would try to co-sponsor them with bigger organizations, so that way people hear the name and then try to connect the dots.
Rebuttal? No, thank you. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, gentlemen. Okay, at this time we will be having our main giveaway, which includes a GSU tumbler cup, lanyard, centennial blanket, GSU car tag, and official 2013 election t-shirt. When I call your number, please proceed to Katrina and she will give you your prize. Okay. 4, 7, 0, 3, 6, 2. Just a reminder, there will be a reception following the debate, so please stick around.
Is it just me, or did they not say an actual action?
Okay, finally, may we please have the future president and executive vice president candidates please join us on stage.
Oh, okay.
I think we all caught one. Did y'all want to? I can scoot this down.
Don't need to know?
Yeah.
That's okay.
Okay, you all can start with your introduction, whoever's ready.
I'll go ahead and start. Hello everyone, my name is Ashley Epperson. I am a journalism major here at Georgia State, and I am a junior.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Christian Hill. I'm a junior public policy major and your next president for the 2013-2014 academic year.
Hello everybody, I'm Sebastian Jabasi. I'm running for executive vice president alongside Andrew White. And I'm running, I'm gonna win.
Are you now?
To echo Sebastian, I'm going to win. My name is Andrew White. I am majoring in political science and sociology, and I'm running to be your next president. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Javon Page. I'm a sophomore public policy major from Chicago, Illinois, and I'm your next Executive Vice President of SGA.
21,000. That is the number of students that commute at Georgia State University. Greetings. My name is George Avery. I'm from Washington, D.C. I'm dual major in political science and philosophy, and our platform is building a community for the commuter. And while we will implement this, we'll implement this by movement 24/7. 24/7 accessibility to the library, 24/7 safety and transportation, and 24/7 lines of communication. Thank you.
Okay, for the next 4 questions, candidates as pairs are allowed an initial 60 seconds to respond, followed by a rebuttal. Each question will be allowed a maximum time of 5 minutes or total question and answer session of 20 minutes.
Okay. Hey, guys. Hi. First question. What has the candidates done with their current leadership positions, and how do you plan to improve the presidential and executive positions as well?
It's a good question. Currently, I serve as the Vice President of Student Services for the Student Government Association. Within that capacity, I represent the interests of the students anywhere from issues regarding the one-stop shop all the way down to parking, transportation, dining, hall facilities. Also serve as the Vice President of the Greek Hall Council, so I'm very familiar with housing issues as well. Also serve as the Chairman of the Student Advisory Council for the Public Safety Committee for the Atlanta City Council, where we represent the interests of all major colleges and universities within the Atlanta metropolitan area. It is the combination of the experience that I've gained within serving within these different capacities that I think qualifies me to be your next president.
Good night again. My name is Andrew White. During my freshman year here at Georgia State, I became an election commissioner, and I've learned valuable skills just being a part of that, just interacting with people, and really trying to get people out to participate in SGA. I think that was extremely important. I then became an RA, which I felt really anchored my being here and my loving Georgia State, because it gave me the opportunity to work with people who I normally would not see on a regular basis. I learned that leadership is not something that should be taken lightly, and I think most people see it as a person who gives orders. Very few people understand that leadership is one who serves. It takes servitude to be a true leader, and being a part of SGA requires something called advocacy. On the one hand, you speak for the student. On the other, you speak to the students. We hear this theme of transparency being echoed over and over and over again, and yet no one has talked about really going out and actively engaging the students in the conversation and discourse of that which is Georgia State.
Actually, the platform of our our platform is building a community for the commuters. Now, the current president of SGA, Marcus, he actually wanted to implement that, what we want, which is bridging the gap between commuter and students on campus. But I feel like he kind of fell short in that vision. I don't know if you all read the 3rd page of the signal, but there hasn't been any type of legislation that has been implemented this semester. And that is something that we need. I feel as though a lot of students, even you on campus, when you all catch shuttles, there's no schedule to show where it is that you are going, what time you're going to be picked up, what time you're going to get to class. And I definitely feel as commuters, there's a disconnect when we on campus, because we have to leave because the library closes early, or facilities might close early, or the accessibility to the SGA, we feel as though it's not a connect there, because we may go there and file a complaint and it isn't heard. So I think that what we're going to implement is drop boxes around campus, which is our 24/7 lines of communication, where you all can go and put any type of suggestions or feelings that you think that you need or you see that you want done, and we'll make sure that we see to it.
Good evening again, everybody. Hey, my name is Javon Page once again. Leadership involvement, I'm the 2012 inceptor. I'm also the reigning 2012-2013 homecoming prince. I'm a fire mentor in university housing. I'm 2012 inceptor, and most recently, I'm a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. However, the most important obligation I do have at Georgia State University is being a student.
George, I did not get that first part of the question. What have you done with your current leadership position?
I apologize. With my current leadership, I was saying that when I introduced myself, I'm the current president of Young Democrats of Georgia State, and within this last semester, we've definitely rebranded the organization. I don't know if you all were able to attend our election viewing party, but it was a turnout of over 100 people. So that in itself is something that I feel like we've reached out to the student body. We took our hand in registering those students to vote. I don't know if you all saw us in Plaza, we were in Plaza last semester, registering students to vote, and we are easy to approach. If we have anybody wants to, they can email me and let me know if they want to be politically active. So that's the role I've assumed in leadership on campus.
Rebuttal.
I'd just like to start by addressing the second part of your question, which was when you asked how do we plan to improve the position. As George stated earlier, our current president, Marcus Kernizan, has done a phenomenal job in the position of president, improving both the internal and external aspects of the responsibility of the president. One of the things that I think is important to understand is that SGA is an inclusive body. As almost nothing we do independently. When I served as vice president of student services, when we tackled the issue of the plus-minus grading system, it was a collaborative effort with myself and Vice President Meshone of the academic affairs. When we tackled the issue of Panther Pride, it was a collaborative effort with SGA as well as with the with the athletics program, excuse me. So I just want to stress that almost nothing we do in SGA operates independently. We all exist interdependently. So I wanted to address that aspect. And in terms of improving the position, I plan to simply follow in the footsteps of our current president by making sure that we are maintaining the internal aspect of SGA, increasing transparency on campus, maintaining visibility, and maintaining substance. The second thing that I wanted to talk about was George brought up an interesting point when he said that we didn't make any legislation this semester. We have Peter Ingram here, who was a senator. Let's give Peter a hand. Very active. He's actually very active over our term that we're in right now, and he was actually the sponsor of 2 pieces of legislation that was passed in SGA. I'm sorry, 3. Correction, that was passed within the SGA. One was our sustainability efforts, and as a result of our resolution, we were able to, I believe there's 2 student organizations on campus that received $10,000 in funding. $7,000 went to, I believe, the Sustainability Tribe. Do we have any representatives from the Sustainability Tribe? Would you stand to be recognized? There was another $3,000 that went to a bicycling organization. I forgot the name. Is there any representation from that? Thank you for the correction. So there has in fact been legislation that has been passed, and one of the things that we're working on right now is a bill that comes from our LGBTQIA community, I believe. And one of the things that they're very concerned with is gender-neutral bathrooms. And that is one of the things that if Team Impact is elected back into office, will be one of the things that we will immediately address. Thank you.
I have a 2-part rebuttal. First, I think it is important that we talk about commuters, because we see time and time again that commuters are in fact disproportionately getting excluded from events, and I think that is important. But that cannot be the only function. While commuters are important, we have to broaden the scope of inclusion. We have to make sure that everyone is included, as we do represent the student body and not just commuters. Just a thought there. In talking about SGA presently and talking about inclusiveness and getting people involved, you cannot say upfront that you were inclusive, which I think you guys are inclusive or try to be inclusive, but it's impossible for an organization to be inclusive if half the student population don't know that it exists. If half the population who knows that it exists has a sort of bad reputation of it, or the rhetoric is not in a positive light. And I think these are the things that we have to attack first and foremost. We have to change the rhetoric that is SGA. We have to go out and actively include people in SGA. Those are the things that we have to start doing. We cannot just sit and say, we're going to do this, or I'm going to do this. Personal biases have to be out. Subjectivity is not the best thing for SGA right now, because we are a representative of the student body, and we go back to advocacy again. We advocate for people, therefore we do that which the people need and that which they say they want. That is important when talking about SGA.
I would like to touch on 2 points. First point, I don't know if that was a misinterpretation of what I said, but our platform is not just for commuter students. Thus, we're implementing 24/7 library accessibility. That's for all students. We just think that when we attack these things, that will build a better branch between the commuter students and the students on campus, because now you all can both access the same facilities and have the same amenities. Also, I would like to say that I think that the fact that you were saying the legislation was passed, there must be a miscommunication between not only yourself but the signal as well, because it was posted in the signal. So that's where 24/7 lines of communication comes into effect, because the things that we're going to do, we're going to be communicating to you what is going on. So there won't be any confusion as to what we're doing, and there won't be any mispublicized information. I also would like to say that, I'm sorry, you want to speak?
I'd like to hit on the point that Mr. Avery made. We talked about inclusion. First of all, when there was a quick poll, he asked questions about who was including the bicycle races. There are about 80 or 90 people in here, and there are 3 hands up. So this kind of goes to how legislation is made, and not a lot of people are knowing about it. So we're talking about inclusion. We're talking about making sure everyone in the student body is aware of what's happening. So it really shouldn't be an effect where I raise a hand and everyone else next to me doesn't know what's going on. So we're talking about inclusion. We're talking about getting to know what's going on, the transparency we talked about before, the visibility, knowing what's going to be enacted, when it's going to be enacted, and what you're really voting for.
Okay. What legislation do you specifically want to see passed?
I'll start, and before I answer that question, I just want to go back and shed some light on some of the things that was just talked about, because it's important. It's important. Let me help you understand something. Within SGA, there's much of what we must do is be about resolve. When we ran last year, one of our premises for our administration was doing things that were executable. So transparency was one of the issues last year, as it is this year. So we wasn't just talking about what we were going to do to increase transparency, we did it. And this year, you saw the Senate meetings on GSTV. Whether or not you watched them were up to you. You saw our SGA committee meetings recorded and released on different people's Facebook, on GSTV, on YouTube. All of these things were accessible. So whereas there's still students, I agree, who may or may not know about the initiatives that are taking place within student government, we have made progress. And that's what it's about at the end of the day. I can come here and tell you that we're going to do several things. And I'm going to touch on that as well. This issue, bridging the gap between commuters and residential students, you think that hasn't been an issue with the SGA for quite some time? Notice you haven't heard anything specifically as to how they plan to do it. They just said that they're going to do it. This has been something that we've been working on for years now, and if you got a better solution than what we have, please let us know. Let me also touch on inclusivity. Again, talking about results. We didn't just say we would be inclusive, we did it. We went to the athletics department. We met with the student advisory council for the athletes. We started bridging the gap. We talked about co-sponsorships initiatives that we would implement to increase the amount of students that attended our football and basketball games. And as a result, you have seen more students, more student athletes on campus being seen, shaking hands with students. Listen, Team Impact is about results. Don't be swayed. Don't be swayed. Team Impact is about results. So to address the question, as I stated before, there are several things that we already touched on at SGA. Y'all wanted more parking. We brought you 700 new parking spaces at the SunTrust building. You wanted better shuttle services. We got you colored routes. We did. You wanted that, we did that for you. So, and there's some things that are still in progress right now that we promise we are going to be working on. But again, one new thing that hasn't been touched on is the growing concern within our LGBTQIA community. And I think that that's something that, in addition to the things that we've already touched on, in addition to those things, that's one of the new legislations that will be an immediate concern of Team Impact if we are back in office.
It is fundamentally important that we actually know what is going on. And while it is okay to say we did it and we publicize the best way possible, that is not enough. I think it is important that we actively engage our students in the decisions that are being made. we can sit here all day and talk about the fact that, oh, we did this and we tried to tell you, but you didn't respond in time. That is not good enough. As a student, your fees are being allocated to SGA. And this is important in many ways. First is that it affects your pocket. That is first and foremost important. And so to say, well, I tried to tell you, but you didn't listen, so I go ahead and did it, is not good enough. That is not good enough because you have to be a part of the decisions that are being made. Gratuitously saying, oh, it's fine, we can do this, is not okay. And so we have to take a step back and really look at that. In talking about bills that are being passed, I'm a very strong proponent of involvement and democracy at its core. A rudimentary sense of democracy is telling that people are involved in the decisions that are being made. We do not just say we represent you, therefore we know what you want. We do not know what you want. You know what you want, and you have to tell us what you want in order for us to effectively carry out that which you need. And so just sitting up here and saying, oh, we did this and we did that is fine, it's good, but is that something that the students wanted? And when I say the students wanted, I'm asking in the sense that, did you actually speak to the students? Yes, it is good, and I have no problem with things being good, that's great. But then we have to find out, what did the students say? Was there enough student impact? 5% of people responding to a survey is not good enough. You have to actively go out. We talk about getting in touch with RHA because we do not have the power to go into housing and change housing policy. We have to go through RHA. That is important. And so we have to go and talk to RHA and create a relationship, create a sense of camaraderie. In talking about bills, I'm talking about actual policies and creating a bureaucratic framework for the organizations on campus, so there is commonality amongst the different organizations is important. They need to have the autonomy. That is important, and that's fine. But this bureaucratic framework allows us to talk and disseminate information that is common amongst different organizations, but it's also something that perpetuates this idea of school pride. We have to do that, and that is fundamental to what it is that we do as part of SGA. Thank you.
I would like to first start by saying that everything that has been said is not a bash at SGA. Yes, SGA has made strides, and we all do see the little steps that SGA makes. We do see the strides that SGA make. Like you said, we see the color routes. But do we see schedules for the routes? Do we know what time they're coming? Do we know what time we're going to get to class when we leave out? No, we're out guesstimating. And that is not a system that needs to be, we need to implement a more effective system. Also, there's always room for improvement. Every year there needs to be improvement on a consistent basis. There shouldn't be a semester where there's major strides and then a semester where it's lackadaisical. No, every semester. And that comes from communication. That definitely comes from communication. I feel like a legislative plan that I want to see in effect, and I believe a lot of you in this room will agree with me as students, is at the library. We need it to be open later. As students, we have jobs. We have other obligations. Myself, I'm president. I'm sure you all are active on campus in your ways. You need to access a library at later times, especially it shouldn't be open just during finals. It should be open year-round, because if the library is open later and you have access to computers, you have access to books, you have access to studying, your grades improve. Your want to read the signal and have that extra time to find out what's going on improves, because you're not falling behind because of the lack of rushing and trying to prepare.
Mr. Hill, he mentioned the point not to be swayed, okay? I'd like to hit on this point as well. I don't want you to be swayed by impressive vernacular or big words, okay? I want you to actually listen to the content of what's being said. First of all, a signal, a paper that I actually read quite often. You guys should check it out, signal. On page 3 of the signal, there's an article that talks about SGA and the internal problems within SGA. One of those problems is the attendance of the senators. So, riddle me this. How can we really get an accurate representation of the student body if all of the senators are not attending the meetings? Exactly. So how is Mr. Hill, how are they going to put policy into place if they don't have all the representation of everyone else? Can we? We can. Thank you.
Well, I'm sorry. We're going to have to keep it a little controlled here, and I will need you guys to actually answer the questions. So we have to keep it short. I'm sorry, we're going to have to cut out the rebuttal there. Considering you guys weren't really on point, we'll go ahead and move on. So last question before we move to the audience. We're trying to make sure we move this along. So please stick to the questions and proper rebuttal procedures. Can't be like Mitt Romney. So last question is, the athletic fee is the largest fee that students pay. How do you feel about its performance, and how do you plan to hold them accountable?
How do you guys?
Yeah. You're not the moderator.
Yeah, did you want to go?
You're not the moderator.
I think we would just kind of go from here down, so go ahead.
Okay. As I've stated before, first of all, I want you guys to understand that student fees are something that is beyond the jurisdiction of not only student government, but of the university, period. We have a governing body that governs 31 institutions that set tuition rates there, so that's beyond our jurisdiction. What we can do is take feedback from students into the various committee meetings that we serve on. Student life and development, admissions and standards, university senate. The president sits on another committee with the president where we can take these concerns to him. But again, fees are set at a level extending beyond us. But to address the question specifically about the athletic fee, I want you guys to understand, as my sociology professor here told me the first day in Sociology 101, you have to understand the interconnectedness of issues, right? I want you guys to understand that there's a direct correlation between the quality of our degree and our athletics program. I'll give you an example. Many people would suggest, many people have stated that UGA is the flagship university within Georgia. Now we all know, now I'm not suggesting that that's true, I'm just saying that that's what many people have went on the record and said. And for many of us, we know why. We know that they have a really big athletic program. We know how good the Bulldogs are. And that same light, we know how good our Panthers are, and we know how good they could be. Now, I want you guys to understand that, as many of you know, our football program is a new program, right? And with every new program, you know, you start off a little bit shaky, but we've made some progress. We got a new coach. He has a whole new plan, and I think that trying to limit the athletic fee right now is, first of all, something that we wouldn't be able to do, but I don't think that thing would be absolutely necessary right now. And one last thing before I move on, addressing the issue about 24-hour library. Whereas we don't have a 24-hour library, we have made progress. You notice that prior, at first we couldn't even have freshman hall after hours, but we did. So just to let you guys know, this is about results.
I'm sorry, we have to move along.
First, I would like to debunk this myth, because I do not agree that athletics and academics are intertwined. That is bogus. Because what happens is, you can look at schools like Morehouse, and their athletic department is not good, but yet they are really good students. We are really good students without athletics, and I think athletics is important, right? And I think we need to support our athletic department. But in going further and talking about it, saying that we do not have power to make changes as far as the budget go is throwing in the towel. I do not believe in that. We have power as long as we're breathing. And therefore, if there is a way to make change, we have to make change. And when we talk about changing budget, maybe it takes only us to go up there and talk about the fact that we need lower student fees or something like that. I'm not saying that we can implement that. What I'm saying is that we have to try. To say we're not going to try is to just throw the towel in. I'm not an advocate for that. When it comes to the student athletics and school pride, I think athletics and school pride are mutually exclusive. They're not independent of each other completely, as you said, Christian, echoing you. They're intertwined, right? But that's not the only way to... That's not the only way to create school pride. You know what I mean? That's not the only way to enhance academics. We have to focus on different things. So do I think the academic fee is too high? That is not for me to decide. That is for the students that I represent to decide. And so that is important when we're talking about making changes. What do the students want? And that's what I answer the question.
Running for president, SGA president, you definitely have to keep in mind that I'm a student. So we all feel what it is that we go through on a regular basis. This athletic fees is extremely high, but there's ways to outsource for income, grants, per se. Maybe there's something that needs to be assessed within the budget that hasn't been done thus far. Because there is no reason that our budget should, our fees should continue to increase semester after semester, because then that makes our school spirit weak, because we're like, why do we keep paying for something if we're not even getting results from our athletes? So I definitely think that outsource of grants, and then that way when we have less weight on us when it comes to student fees, we can then go out and build our school spirit and support our athletes, because now we're happy to go, we're happy to see them progress, and it's not just like a weight in our pocket.
Okay. Unfortunately, we won't have time for rebuttals, so we're going to be, sorry guys, we're going to be turning to the audience and whomever wants to ask questions.
Hello, excuse me, hi. Can I ask all of the VP candidates to come on stage, please? And I would like for you guys to stand along with them.
We have to stand, right? Okay. Yeah.
I'm not running. All right, since we're running out of time, I'm just going to ask my question.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
We're gonna get questions from Twitter real quick, Twitter and Reddit. So this is a question from Reddit, and it's, do you think it's right that the majority of representatives are Greek, yet Greek is the minority on campus? It just seems a little misrepresentative of the entire student body at GSU, and it puts a particular student organization's interest above others. Should there be quotas on representatives from particular areas of the student body?
As a spring initiate of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, I feel as though that's not our fault that we want to be active. That's not our fault that we participate. So why would we be hindered our ability to participate because we are the people that step up? Now, if someone does compete and win, then it's a democracy. We all vote. So I don't think that that is something that should be falling back on us.
Okay. The next question is, there's been a lot of talk about transparency. So the question is, will you be sharing all documents with the public? Sorry. There's been a lot of talk about transparency throughout this debate, so will you be sharing all documents, all SGA documents with the public?
In short, yes. All of this information is already public information. Our committee meetings, our agendas, all of that information is already online. We're completely transparent already. And if you need any additional information, just simply come into the office and ask.
Okay. And how are you going to be visible for the commuter students? Specifically, please.
There's a lot of ways we can do this, and one of the ways is that utilizing the TVs on the buses that go to Turner Field is definitely important. And how we could do that is actually have SGA programs running on there, like the TV or TV station playing on there, putting posters on there, making an active effort to engage the people who are coming to school from Turner Field. And that's just one way. For people who are not, we can just basically have conferences for people who are commuters so that their input can be heard. It is a public domain, the information that we have, and therefore we need to share it. Thank you.
Okay, now at this time we will receive questions from students. You will be allowed 2 minutes to discuss, and please try to direct your question to a particular candidate.
Okay, my question is for Jovan, Sebastian, and Ashley, the EVP candidates. My question to you is, the role of EVP is basically the neck on the head. It's the support role of the president. And so my question is, what do you think that the role encompasses, and are you prepared to deal with the reality that it is nothing like you think it is?
Well, just to begin, I feel like
I really kind of understand what the position entails. Of course, I'm not going to understand all the nuances. But if you notice during the course of the debate, I'm the only executive vice president candidate that was speaking up. And you notice the neck of the head of the SGA. So when it comes to doing work, not getting all the recognition, when it comes to overseeing the general body of the senators, when it comes to making sure that things that the future president puts into place come into effect, I feel like I'm the best person for that position.
I feel like it's important to, I'm running with Andrew, and I feel like it's important to make it possible that he can do his job as efficiently as possible. And I'm the one who's working with the vice presidents and the senators and making sure they do all their jobs and administering all the tasks that they have to do. And my vision is I want to be able to serve the students, and I want to be able to make my president effectively serve the students. So I'm going to do whatever possible to make that happen. I don't know the exact job duties of what I'm going to have to do, but I'm smart enough to see what needs to be done to help him make the right decision for us.
Okay, as Devon said, he was the only EVP candidate to speak up. I introduced myself first. There's a lot of testosterone up there. But actually, the duties of the executive vice president are very internal. They are the president of the Senate, which means I guess I don't have a position. Yeah, the executive vice president oversees all of the senators and the vice presidents. If the president is not present, I will take that place. Now, I know there's a lot more to do with this, but I have been the vice president of my sorority, which I know we're already talked about a Greek issue, but of my sorority, which is a mini EVP. You have to book rooms for the meetings. You have to remind the president when he needs to go to his meetings. I've definitely had the experience of this position. It just is going to be a little bit bigger.
Thanks. Prepare to be unpopular, EVPs.
Hi, I'm a concerned student, but first of all, before I ask my question, I'm just going to say, don't get your facts from the Signal. It's about as credible as the Onion, and I think that means a lot to somebody. All right, but my question is also for each of the vice presidential candidates, because I haven't heard enough from them. But I've been here for probably about 75% of this debate, among all of the debates. I haven't heard a single remark about getting better students to come to Georgia State University, which I want to be able to be proud of my university enough to donate if I get loaded one day. Who knows? But it's just absolutely embarrassing when I have my grandma on campus who's a devout Catholic, and she sees a drag show on campus and we're spending money on that crap. Yeah, we can't be spending, that's disgusting. But yeah, they're talking about, hey, listen, like, this is my turn to speak. But yet,
can you please ask your question? Can you
money
please ask
away
your question?
from MUN.
Can you ask your question, please? Is there anybody that wants to respond to this?
Okay, I honestly found that to be very inappropriate. We have a lot of diverse students here on campus. You can't just pick one thing and fund that thing and not fund other things. You have to fund everything. There's a lot of people who are in here who are into different things. It is not okay to not fund them just because you don't agree with them. We are here to represent the students. If you are here and you like drag shows, good for you. Like, we're gonna fund you. Like, that's not okay. I don't agree with that question at all. I'm sorry. So.
Please remember to direct your question to a specific candidate.
I don't really have a specific candidate. I don't know how effective this question is going to be, but it's for the dining hall. I'm in Piedmont right now, so we pay for the dining hall, but I feel like it's overpriced. Like, for people living in the Commons, like, next year I'm not going to be living in Piedmont, so I'm just trying to do this for next semester. Some days I'm gonna not want to cook and want to go to the dining hall. I feel like the food is way overpriced. I mean, it's better than McDonald's. You know, sometimes you don't want McDonald's, but the food is overpriced. Is there any way that we could, like, decrease the prices of the food in dining hall? Maybe $10, not $15 for dinner.
In me saying that I'm going to answer your question, it's more of me referring you to someone to ask your question to, in that RHA is over housing, and while the dining hall is sort of a separate entity from housing, RHA has that power to go into housing. So if you're asking us to communicate with RHA for you about that, then that's something that we can do. But we don't have the power to change the dining hall setup.
Thank you.
I would just like to, I'm sorry.
Go.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just wanted to piggyback off of what Andrew said. I think we should take it a step further. I think that SGA should collaborate with RHA and go in there together and present a case. And in fact, the dining hall is within this jurisdiction of student government. Myself, as the Vice President of Student Services, this is one of the things that I've addressed before. I've dealt with concerns from students saying that we need more healthier dining selections within our dining hall. I've heard students that said that we need to extend the dining hall hours because many of our student athletes have a full day who have meal plans, and by the time they're finished practice, they don't even get to eat within our dining facility. I've met with Lenore, who is the director of dining services, and we've discussed these things before. So I think it's more so about a continuing conversation and, again, collaborating, as I spoke with earlier, combining our student forces to be able to produce the most effective student resolve. Thank you.
Well, my name is James Dutton. I've probably been involved in the SGA longer than anyone in the room. I was elected 4 times. I was the SGA president twice. The thing that I learned was that the real power of the university isn't with the SGA Senate, it's with the university Senate. 10 of those seats are SGA appointees, however. All the subcommittees of that is where the real power, all the decisions get made in those subcommittees. All those meetings are totally open. Anyone can go there. If you're really concerned about students and you're really concerned about these issues and you really want to get involved, which meetings have you gone to? Which meetings have you attended? Which meetings have you, not just now that it's going to look great in your resume that you were the SGA president, but which meetings have you attended before that you were able to go to? What have you done to get involved at that level, which is your main role as the SGA president? If you could be specific, I'd like the 3 SGA presidential candidates to respond. Which committees have you gone to? Which committees do you know about?
Great question. I'm actually a transfer student, and this past semester, this is my 4th semester, so over the course I've gotten assimilated into the SGA and what it is and the role they play and what they're doing. So that's, right now, this position I'm playing right now is where I want to have that key component in making decisions. Instead of just going to participate, I want to actually be a person that is actually proposing ideas, and that's the role I want to play. So unfortunately, I haven't been able to do that, but I have been taking the progression to know that I want to be active. So that's where I'm at now.
I think to completely disregard someone for not showing up to those meetings is not okay, obviously. And that is because I do not believe that it takes you going there to be a good president. Obviously, someone has to be seasoned and someone has to learn as they go along the process. I've not been to that meeting because I personally did not know about those meetings. And so we talked about transparency, and that's something that if I don't know how to do or if I don't know that it exists, I cannot go there. And so everyone, and I can guarantee this, I will be personally out there talking about these meetings so that people have the opportunity to go to these meetings and not just say, did you go, as opposed to, did you know that you could go? Thank you.
That's a great question, James. I sit on several of these committees already. Not only do I actively participate, but I'm a voting member of the Student Life and Development Committee meeting. I believe I saw Dr. Robinson in the back. We sit on that committee together, and I'll tell you some of the important decisions, everyday decisions that are made in these meetings that directly affect the student population. Just recently, sitting in the Student Life and Development meeting, someone proposed that we should perhaps get rid of Plaza because it's a fire hazard issue. Myself and President Kernesan said, absolutely not. We said absolutely not. We said we understand that it's an issue, but let's talk about how to reroute students so that we can still continue our plaza time, but giving students who feel like they're cluttered coming through a way to still have easy access to class. I'm also a voting member of the University Senate Committee. I'm a voting member of the Diversity Fee Committee. I run my own meeting in student government, the Student Services Committee, and I chair an outside committee, as I stated earlier, the Student Advisory Meeting, the Student Advisory Council for the Atlanta City Council.
Sorry, Christian, I have to cut you off.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Peter Brian Imhoff. I'm Senator for College of Arts and Sciences. I was the author of the mandatory green fee resolution in the Senate, which called for one to be established in the future. And part of that resolution was also calling on future SGA, so this is directed to the President since y'all will be in charge. Do y'all plan on trying to push for a mandatory green fee as we've stated in this Senate? Or if not, what other green programs would you like to bring to Georgia State? Thank you.
I definitely believe in going green, but that is something that isn't just a decision made by myself. I feel like we need opinions of the students, and I feel like that's something that my executive board can get together and find ingenuitive ways in order to do that. I can't just come and say we want to go green. We have to say specifically how we're going to do it and what ways we want to implement it.
I would like to echo what George just said, but I'm going to take that a bit further and talk about the sustainable that we're going through when we spent money on buying new bins. There's no problem with going green. I think that is extremely important, but again, like you said, we have to get the students' opinion. Buying new bins as a part of the sustainable policy I think is a waste of money in that we already had recycled bins. Now, I think a better use of that money would be having a campaign to tell people to use the ones that we already had as opposed to buying new bins. So I think that is important, and just echoing what you said, getting people involved as opposed to just making a policy that no one knew about and then saying they have to follow it.
I'd just like to start by going off what Andrew said. I believe the students have already spoken on the issue of sustainability. We polled the students before, and we had more than 7% of our population respond to that survey, and the majority of them were in support of sustainability. So I'll say that to say the students have always been in support of sustainability. We just didn't know exactly how we wanted to support sustainability. And since then, we've created the Student Sustainability Fee. There's a sustainability initiative that we created thus far that has funded student organizations already. And mind you, sustainability is more than just about recycle bins. It's about the smoking ban that we talked about. It's about healthier food selections in our dining hall. So it extends way beyond just recycle bins. And that's why we needed sustainability money to start funding student organizations to start those initiatives. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, this will be our last question due to the time. We will have a reception that will be following, so if you have any questions directed at someone, you can ask the questions afterwards.
All right, good evening. My name is Marcus Kearns, and I'm your current president of Student Government Association. I'd first like to start off by saying thank you for giving me this opportunity to serve you. I've really enjoyed it. As some of the candidates have said, we have really made progress in a lot of areas. Well, let me get to the question. Candidates, specifically the president and executive vice president candidates. I've heard a lot of talk about a 24-hour library from you all. So in your opinion, why don't we currently have one? And if you could inform me and the audience, what would be the correct process to make this happen if you're elected?
Hello again, Javon Page, your next executive vice president. But in all seriousness, the real reason why we want to open up the library hours, and it's not limited library hours, we're talking about all kinds of student facilities. So even the students can open additional hours, but especially the library, because we talked about the interconnectedness between the commuter students and to the individuals that live on campus. Now, when you have increased library hours, what does that allow you to do? That allows you to go to more public events, to go to more organization meetings, to go to more events. And what does that do? That gives you an opportunity to go to the library and have those study hours. Now, how is that done? Of course, the reason why it isn't done, that's another point you hit on, why hasn't it been done already? One point of emphasis, especially at Georgia State University, is the safety. That's another point on our platform, is 24-hour security. If you notice at the library, there's only a camera on the first floor of the library. A lot of you guys didn't know that. We talk about transparency, you didn't know. The second floor, no camera. The third floor, no camera. Fourth, fifth, no camera. There's only a camera on the first floor of the library. I actually have personal experience with that, okay? So, first of all, we need to have that getting taken care of, and we want to have 24 hours. And then, in order to do that, of course, we have to have the vote from you all. Then we have to go to the higher-up. So, it will be a vote between us. A vote, first, it comes from the students. Then it comes to the executive vice presidents. It goes to the president, and then we'll have to submit it to the board above us.
To piggyback on what my executive vice president said, I believe it hasn't been done thus far, is because we haven't expunged all our resources. I feel like we can do grants. I understand that budget is a key reason why, and that's why if voted president, I plan to assess that first. We need to assess the budget first, because why is our student fees going up if we still have facilities that we need not being catered to us? So if we can use grant, we can go to outside sources, grants, we can take down student fees, if we can implement new things where we can use the money and use our resources in a more ingenuitive way so that we can have this library open 24 hours. And even if not 24 hours, open to at least, 3, 4 in the morning, just better hours right now is unacceptable.
During my debate, I did not say anything about 24 library hours. I just want to say that, though I do agree with it. So me talking about 24 library hours is not something that I already talked to the students about. This is coming from my personal views, which I do not like to say. Why we do not have 24 library hours is because it requires us to pay the people who work there, and that requires a lot of money. And so just saying we are going to do it is not enough in that it is not true. You cannot, with a certain percent of certainty, say that I'm going to give 24 library hours to students. Therefore, it is not on my platform. It is something that I will work to do, but it's not something that I can tell you definitively that I'm going to do. That's why I've never said it. I have not talked about it because it's something that I'm going to try to do, not something that I know that I can do.
President Kernes, and I believe that the question was, how do we plan to get the 24? I'm sorry. I believe the question was.
It was, why don't we currently have 24-hour library, and what is the process to make this happen?
That's okay. Great question. And this is something that has been a concern of the students for quite some time now. And I'm glad that we have our immediate past Vice President of Student Services, Grace Lee, who was one of the starters. And the reason why I bring Grace Lee up is because it just goes back into what I was saying earlier. I think one of the interesting things about once you get into SGA, you have this platform, but just as President Kernes said, once you find out that it can't be done, then what? And I believe Grace Lee responded to that very well. She said, okay, we can't get 24-hour library because of a few reasons. One of them is because that the entire library would have to be open. So just as George brought up earlier, we would have to fund staff to cover the entire library, and it's just not executable. So one of the things she said was, well, what can we do about it? And that's how the freshman hall, dining hall, the freshman hall after hours started. And just this past year, we've increased those numbers by over 36%. So I bring that up to you to say that, again, this is about results for Team Impact. I'm not just saying that we're going to get in here and do all of these things. Like when you start talking about grants and accessing the budget of the entire university, you just will not be able to do that as SGA president. I'm telling you now. So when you start talking about things that you can actually do, you can start by doing things like what I did with Grace Lee, furthering her initiative and then making it better, and then readdressing the situation like now when they're talking about getting rid of our library fee. Now what are we going to do with that money? So those are the things that Team Impact will be addressing. Thank you.
At this time, I'm going to ask the candidates to take their seats. Another round of applause. Okay, I would like to thank you and all of the candidates for your involvement this evening and your participation with the Student Government Association. Immediately following the debate, join the candidates in the lobby for a reception and a more up and close and personal opportunity to speak with them. Lastly, voting begins the week of April 1st through the 5th. Please remember to vote in this centennial year. Your state needs change, so add your 2 cents. For more election dates and information, visit the SGA website at www.gsu.edu/SGA. Remember, every vote counts. Results will be announced Tuesday, April 9th. Thank you and have a great night.